Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought it would be time to talk about the Flight of the Vulture event and how I am going to approach it, and also how to do it pretty efficiently without really causing any bother. Basically, this event is for the IR-93B. It's a new strike aircraft that's coming to the Italian tech tree from the Romanian side of things, which is pretty fun. What you have to do is every 2 days during the event, you have to complete a mark of distinction, which is playing either in Air AB, RB, or SB, and grinding out 35,000 mission score while doing it. Each mark of distinction is every 2 days. If you complete them all, then you get access to it. Pretty much as simple as that. If you grind double this amount, so basically 35k every day instead of 2 days, you will get access to the coupon for the vehicle, so you'll be able to sell it if you don't want to keep it. And when it comes to the console guys and also people like me, you can actually also exchange it for war bonds, so you can get 1600 war bonds out of it, which is a pretty decent amount for just grinding the game. So I always say it's worth going for, even if you're not going to sell the vehicle, if you have the time to do it. Now, let's talk about this market distinction. 35k isn't that much when it comes to air. You have really good modifiers, especially at higher BRs, and also in air you have many different ways of being able to grind events, whether it is through air-to-air destructions, whether it is through attacking the AIs, whether it's either going after bases. There are many different playstyles which will fit this role, which is why for me I use this opportunity to be able to spade vehicles and go through the tech trees that way. At this point, I have every propeller-driven aircraft spaded, apart from the ones which got modifications the last few updates, and I've been slowly but surely grinding through jets with this method, and generally I'm able to spade 1 or 2 a day and just continue to the next one. It's something that has been really easy to do, and something that I haven't had too many issues with. I feel like one of the problems that a lot of people do with this type of event is they go too high too quickly. Unless you have vehicles which are fully spaded at the highest echelon of the game, you're not going to be able to get a ton of score. Instead, you're just going to be farmed by the people who have the ace crews, who have the modifications. So usually it's better to go the step below if you have, the modified vehicles, or getting the modified vehicles, so you don't have to deal with all of the craziness that is top tier. Remember, when it actually comes to this marker distinction now, rank 7 and rank 8 have the same multiplier. So, if you are looking to play high BRs, you can do, but rank 7s go all the way down to stuff like 10-7 instead of, up tiers into something like 13.7, which is the highest BR. For example, in the American tech tree, the F4C Phantom is at 10.3, the FAE is at 10.7, and so is the A10A Late. These vehicles get the maximum amount of kind of the multiplier, and they're not at the top tier of the game. So you can play these vehicles, even if they're not the best in their setup, and get a better multiplier and also face lesser machines, which are easier to fight. So fighting at that slightly lower area can give you the same rewards and also give you more control of the battlefield. Now, also understand this. Air battles, especially a lot of them, are based around where premium aircraft are. A lot of people use premium aircraft at the higher echelons, and therefore what you have to be cognizant of is what premium vehicles are where, so therefore you can be able to use the vehicles that either counter them or are equal to them, if you're looking at an air-to-air point of view. So you have to look at the BRs where most people are playing these. This will come from experience, and after a few marks or after a few days, you will work out where you will have to play, and it won't be too hard to do. Another way of approaching this is strike aircraft. Obviously, strike aircraft in the mid-tiers are very powerful. A lot of the maps have been standardized nowadays, meaning that you have lines of ground targets to hit that are very easy to do. If you want my picks when it comes to strike aircraft and completing it pretty simply without really thinking, you want to play stuff like the IL-10, the AM Mauler is also one of them, the AD2, the AD4, or even vehicles like the SB2C5 for the French, since that is a rank 3 vehicle. All you have to do is go along the lines or understand the maps where the enemies spawn, where you have to basically go to avoid those air spawns, and then just hit the lines, and there you go. You don't even have to think about it. Of course, bombing bases is one of the ways to do it. I would actually say it's worth doing this more at mid-tiers than high tiers, because at high tiers, Gaijin has given a bunch of the premiums a ton of ordnance, meaning that you will never get to the bases first, and you will end up just dying over and over again without getting anything done. And also, if you are looking for easy score on fighters or on stuff like that, bringing along stuff like incendiary bombs right now is probably the way to go, since they did massively buff how much damage they do, and if you're in a vehicle that's incredibly fast for your BR range, you can bring some incendiaries, some air-to-airs, hit the bases, and then go and use the air-to-airs on other things. You'll be able to complete this event super quickly, if we're honest, especially if you play in the jet areas. 35k really isn't a lot for aviation because of the fact that you have so many different ways of playing it. Now, the other part that I would also mention with these types of areas too is you have Simulator. Simulator is one of those modes that I feel like a lot more people should get into, just because, you know, it's a different experience to a lot of others, and you can also pick your matchmaking. You can literally go in to the room list and pick a mission to play, or you can just create your own, bring along some buddies, and you can go ahead and have a bit of fun with it. Most of the time, when it comes to these enduring confrontation places, a lot of people sit in discords and kind of sort them out and then go from there, or a lot of people just set them up by themselves, and then once they're set up, everybody leaves, apart from that one person, and then they go and create another one. This is why I don't really like Sim, because you can abuse game mechanics, and that's what people do during these events, and it may lead to people getting banned, or it may not. Who knows at the end of the day. But the main thing to understand is Sim is the easiest place to grind these events, especially if you're going to do strike aircraft stuff, especially if you're going to go after bases, and you can also chill while doing it. Now, if you decide to do the AI route, so hitting AI targets or hitting bases, that's completely fine. Just make sure you have like a stream on in the background, or you have of course, like a playlist of music or something so you can relax. I would actually honestly recommend getting some audiobooks because you'll get this done super quickly if you are using that method in any of the vehicles that we talked about. So just get like an audiobook on, do that, and you'll be able to do it without thinking in an hour and a half every 2 days. But if you want to do a different method, you know, there are plenty from the air-to-air point of view and also the spading point of view. For me personally, I'm going to be streaming. We're going to be streaming throughout this event, whether it's playing War Thunder or playing Stalker. So if you want to come along, have any additional questions or have anything that you want to go through, make sure to do that, because that is one of the ways that I find quite enjoyable to do these events, which is playing with people, right? When a problem is shared, it is halved. That's at least the verbiage. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But in War Thunder, it's definitely easier to play with other people. Just make sure you're in a positive mindset as you go through it. As always, hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.